Hey! How you doing?
We're doing good. We're doing good. What do we do? I need to plug in that light.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah.
Mike has to plug in the light.
And we are waiting for another guest to wrap up another conversation.
We're rubbing booties right
Hey!
Show me
Hey.
your booty hole. Your booty hole.
Hey, keep that crap to yourself, will you?
Hey, he apparently came from his ass, so he's perfect.
And
Wow. That's better.
that's much better.
Much more better.
But he even rubbed this time. Like actually did a little jig.
Oh, nice.
It's called
The
the
bonus.
Irish butt jig.
I like it. But you're French.
Well,
French
but
Canadian.
That was the Irish butt jig.
It's even worse.
It is completely worse.
Hey, just give it a little bit. My head will start hinging at the mouth, you know. And I'll
Terrence and Phillip all over again.
With their flappy little heads and their beady little eyes. I'm not your buddy, pal.
not your pal, friend.
I'm not your friend, buddy.
Your buddy guy.
Not your guy, pal.
Super fun shit.
Welcome everybody. We
Episode 67.
Yes.
wait, what?
Wow.
Episode
Episode
67.
No, but what are we doing?
Oh,
Well, we're
beer
gonna
and
try some
fucking
beers,
stuff.
Oh yeah.
and we're gonna talk about some car stuff,
Oh,
and we have car guests.
Hey,
we
car
do.
guests.
We have one half of our car guests because the other one is
Still
not
talking.
paying attention in there.
What's up, everybody? We're Pints and Pistons, and we have special guests tonight, McDaniels Motor Werks. Make sure you guys go check them out on YouTube, just like in the title
YouTube,
here.
Facebook.
Yeah, and Facebook
Everywhere.
as well, and everywhere. Really, you can find McDaniels Motor Werks. They do awesome stuff with your
German cars.
Yeah, German cars.
German cars. Yeah.
German cars are their gig, and they do some cool stuff.
Thank you. Yeah.
And we do talking and beer stuff.
Yes.
Yes.
But
Well, they do beer
What-
stuff too, which is awesome.
They
I
do.
love having them as neighbors.
yeah, but when we're doing talking and
Definitely, yeah.
beer stuff, and we see a late model BMW guy popping and banging like a fucking hooligan, that's freaking awesome.
We should probably like tally up the streams where we see you and just put that whole little montage. It's like we all stop. Hey!
And then every single time we go, pop, 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 pop.
Between him, Cody, and everybody else,
Cody,
and
Cody
just
just got his truck back. He
that's
just
awesome.
got his
Nice.
truck back.
Yeah, but like I said, between him and Cody and everybody else that goes by and revs or pops or bangs when they go by when we're on, do a whole compilation of just that.
Oh yeah, everybody's like, "Who's that?" I don't know.
No.
We always go home and get on and see how bad we feel the monitor.
It's not like they can like have a perfect picture driving by of us doing this. They just do it. They see all the cars out front. They're like, "Oh, that's a car guy.
Wow.
Oh, his back porch lights on. Wow.
That's literally what it is, and that's why I
It's the
love.
high neighbor.
That's why I love
Yeah.
living at this house. Everybody's like, "Man, you're right on the main road. Don't you hate it?" And I'm like, "No, I fucking love it." I'm like, "It's the greatest thing." They're like, "What do you mean? All those cars going by?" I'm like, "What do you think my pastime is? I get off of work, I grab a drink, I sit in the chair, and I watch cars go by."
Secretly, he's just hoping to see another car get repoed like the one day.
So that was still one of the best times. That was one of the best.
We're
times.
sitting here
Overhead
and
being
we
priceless.
see unmarked lowboy tow truck, like go hard brake and shit whip into Morley, and we just hear him go. We're like, oh, well, this ought to get interesting.
Not even 2 minutes later. Not
Like a
even.
minute and a half later,
No
we
hooks,
see that
no
same
straps,
truck
nothing.
come out,
Blow
blow the
the
stop
stop
line,
sign.
shit whip the corner, and full throttle this way with
Black
a Cherokee
smoke,
on the back.
everything.
No lights on it, no straps on it, no nothing. Just flat booking it with a Cherokee. We're like, oh, somebody's going to have a bad day.
Yeah,
Wow.
the tires were all turned on. That thing got repoed.
And you
Wow.
know, he basically rolled up, flipped that fucker back, hooked it, booked it.
Oh,
And
yeah,
that
man.
dude, he's probably like the specialist driver.
Probably.
Like they call him for those certain situations. He's like, all right, I'll get
Well,
it
it's
done.
like when the fucking car was getting repoed out front. I went running out there not to stop him. I was trying to give him the keys. Like, we were waiting for this here.
And they're all like, oh, we got a 3137. We're gonna have to make this quick. Go, go,
Oh,
go,
he
go, go,
fucking took off. I'm waving him down. Like, wait, I got the keys.
Like,
I
hey,
got the keys.
We might have to call the police. He's running after the truck right now.
I was trying to be nice so they didn't have to, break into the car and get keys made. I had 2 sets of them. Here, have them.
Have you ever seen like YouTube and TikTok towing videos
Oh,
where
they're
the
great.
idiots are trying to get their cars off the hook?
And they do more damage to the car than anything.
Oh, yeah.
And then afterwards, they get a hefty bill from
Yeah.
from the towing company
towing
for
service?
for
Yes.
damages.
I'll never forget.
Although I am not too proud to admit that when I do see one manage to pop their car off and drive away, good for you, sir.
Yeah.
I'll never forget when I was working in O'Reilly's, this guy came in. He didn't speak much English. I can't remember what nationality he was, but he didn't speak much English. And he said, I need help. I need some paint, some touch-up paint, like a factory color. Do you guys have that? And I was like, yeah, what do you got? And he goes, well, it's a blue. It's a very special blue, I think. I don't know, but he shows me a picture, and it's like super zoomed in. All I see is like a blue car, and like on the door, there's like a good size gouge, like good size gouge. And I said, dude, like with just even the spray cans, I said, you're not gonna be able to hide that or cover it or anything. And he said, I don't care. I just need something close. And I'm like, okay. So then I'm trying to find it. I'm asking him what car it is. He won't tell me. Trying to figure it out. I'm literally I have all the touch-up paints for all makes and models pulled up on the screen, scrolling, looking at blues. And then I'm like just kind of sitting there, and I look over, and I notice the tow truck he has. He's got a flatbed with a bunch of cars on it, and one car on the top in the middle that stood out to me because it was the only blue car in the trailer, and it was a late '90s Viper GTS, blue with white stripes.
Ooh.
All the way down the side.
And I said, can I see your phone again? I think I found the color. And he goes, yeah. And he gives me his phone. I quickly zoomed out, and it is the Viper on the other side of the car with a tag about that long and about that wide of just gone on the door.
Oh.
And I looked at him, and I was like, there's nothing I have here that's going to help you, man. He goes, you have to help me. You have to. I was like, I can't. You're fucked. I can't.
I can
Whoever's car that is, you're fucked.
I mean, you can spend the $10
They're
bucks
not
on the
going to
spray.
be happy when you deliver
Yeah,
that.
you can spend the $10 on the spray paint, but you're still fucked.
Yeah. You can try everything you want. There's more there. It was dented in and everything.
Oh.
Yeah.
You pull it if you want. It's $10.
Speaking of Viper, I don't know if I didn't check to see if it was listed on BAT yet, but Dennis Collins, Coffee Walk Dennis Collins, the
Yeah.
Collins Brothers Jeep guy, he has a 1992 Viper with 47 miles on it.
Oh, wow.
Fully documented, and it was a one-owner car. It was like the big performance dealer in Texas. that
I
had the car.
love those first-gen Vipers. Because there's no ABS. There's no traction control. There's nothing. I don't even think
It
there's
was the first
airbags.
Viper
No,
I
it's
ever
a
got to
nice
go for a
rock.
ride in.
Yeah.
And it was
Yeah.
red, of course.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And I love the wheels. Those
I do
first
too. The
gen
free
wheels.
smokers.
Oh,
And they're huge.
Uh-huh.
They're not very big, but they're freaking
No,
wide.
oh,
yeah.
yeah. You look at the back of one of those, it looks like a supercar or something.
Yeah, those are like Lambo Countach wheels.
Oh, yeah. 15 inch by 15 inch.
Did you see the video Hoovy just put out? Hoovy just got a Countach.
Oh, yeah.
He's had that one for a while, though.
They're
Well-
red one, right?
Well, no, it's white.
Yeah, the white one. He got that one and a Diablo VT Roadster in a 2-for-1 deal.
Well, he was getting ready to like do a video or something. He let his little, he's got the toddler.
Yeah.
He let him in the car, and like his kid shuts the door, but like the kid's only like maybe 2 years old, and the look on his face, he just like looked up at him, and he's just like slowly pulls the door down and shuts it, and just puts his hand on the steering wheel, looks at it, doobie, and then.
That kid's going to have a cocaine problem.
Or a huge therapy bill or both.
Yeah.
Probably.
I mean, if Hoobie was your dad,
I would have a cocaine problem and a therapy bill.
just saying that he like hasn't got rid of a lot of those
No.
cars that he's bought. The man probably has.
Yeah,
over
he's
100
actually
cars.
doing
yeah.
he's actually doing a giveaway on Mercedes. He's doing a scavenger hunt giveaway on on the 500 SEL.
Oh yeah.
Basically, he took the key and hid it in a diecast model and buried it somewhere in Wichita.
Oh wow, that's cool.
With a note: if you find the key, send me an email.
I love watching his series of different cars, and it's funny because you see some of
Weezer.
those cars. Well, you see some of those cars, and he's like, "Yeah, this is a very high mileage car. It's got like 30-something thousand miles on it, but it has so many problems and everything. It's crazy how those high-end cars are."
Yeah,
Like, the
Bentleys-
Rolls-Royce one, I
the
think,
Rolls-Royce
stuck
and the
out. No,
Bentleys.
sorry, the Maybach. The Maybach one, I think, stuck out to me
Yeah.
the most. He bought that Maybach. It had 40-something thousand miles on
But it
it.
had been wrecked. Like the door and part of the
Whoa.
quarter panel had looked like Wolverine, but
There's paint mismatched. The radio didn't work. Half the switches didn't do shit
Yep.
or did the wrong thing.
they did eventually get pretty much everything working. Once they replaced some harness back in the quarter panel where all that damage occurred, they put
Yep.
a new door on it, and Mako painted it. They did a 2-tone paint job on it, but
Nice.
it's my box, so anything on
yeah.
that thing's gonna be ridiculous. They ended up getting parts from Latvia.
Yeah. Well, before we get into our special
Oh, yeah.
guest, let's me grab a beer.
Let's me beer grab.
Yes, hop to it, beer made.
You got to let me over there.
He's fucking awesome.
Fucking love it.
Yes, great.
All right, we're doing greens, right?
All you know, if
Green.
if Lemmy's gonna be sitting at the bar, you really need a slot machine on the end.
I can help with that.
Need a video
I've got
slot.
a great
Need a
one.
little video slot machine to go.
Oh,
with
no,
Lemmy
I've got
on
a
the
full
end of the bar.
size. It's nice and loud.
Just put him right over there with it.
No, because that was the thing. It was like the bar that Lemmy hung out, and he
Yeah.
always had little
And the video slots on
video
it.
slots
Yep.
right there.
Oh, thank you.
Well,
So-
she ain't out here yet, so she's missing out on this one.
Oh, well.
It doesn't look like there's really a read on this. It has the hops and the notes on it. That's about
New
it.
England IPA.
Yeah, my wife
Phase
got.
4.
She brought these back to us from Maine. They don't sell them anywhere but Maine.
Oh,
so-
nice. Proudly brewed.
Hayes Forward, Seabago Brewing Company.
Nice.
Seabago, Seabago.
Santiago.
Made in Maine, brewed for times like these.
You can rub whatever you want on them.
Amarillo, Citro, Lemon Drop, Simcoe,
Ooh, she
Citro,
hazy though.
Haze,
She
Juicy,
hazy.
Tropical.
Hazy,
Oh, hazy.
juicy,
We got the
tropical.
hazy.
Hazy. She hazy.
Wow, that is
Oh,
very
She
hazy.
hazy. All right. And then my
There we go.
smell
Oh,
like
this
friends
is-
can
Hey!
have smells off.
So this is going to be right up Dan's alley for sure.
Oh, for
What
sure.
percent is it? 6.5? 6.
That's not a bad idea.
No.
It's definitely
Smells
hazy.
good from here, so that's a good sign.
All right, let's see if
Oh,
we can get.
damn. Yeah, that does smell good.
I got nothing. So
Yeah.
Hey, you were
what-
able to smell that cigar earlier.
I was. It's all hit or miss. Wow. Yeah, definitely. Look at that.
That's hazy.
Brewed for times like these. Made in Maine. Oh, yeah.
Well, you know, there's like a population of like 15 people in Maine. They don't have a lot of shit to do.
Except get drunk and make beer.
That's like one of the weirdest things driving on a highway in Maine compared to here. You see maybe 3 cars every hour or 2
I like that.
on a main highway.
All right, ready?
Oh yeah, for sure. Cheers, everybody.
Prost.
And again, thank you for McDaniels
so
Motor
much.
Werks joining us.
Yes.
Thanks for having us on. Or at least half of us.
Oh,
Ooh, yeah,
That's really
Oh.
good.
that's juicy.
I like that a lot.
yo.
I don't hate this.
No.
I'm so happy you
Brian,
guys are
are we
getting into
turning-
IPA.
I was gonna say, are we turning into those people?
I'm gonna cry.
No, we're not turning into those people. We're not turning into Dan. But I don't hate it.
What can we do
Well,
for
well-
We have to find him some like super hipster crutches. How can we find some hipster
Oh, man.
crutches?
Well, see, the thing is the other day, instead of buying a 12-pack of regular beer, I bought a
What'd you do?
6-pack of Goose Island IPA. I actually like that one a lot.
Wearing off. That's very good.
And it's one of those, not a lot of people that come over to the house like it, so I know it's always going to be there.
Oh, and shout out to my wife because I know you're probably going to watch this. We're drinking it. Thank you, Paige, for the
Very much.
Thanks.
The Sebago or Sebago or
Sebago?
whatever it is. It's good. It's very good.
Sebago. I don't know. Sebago?
It's not bitey.
No,
No.
it
No.
doesn't. It doesn't.
Mm-mm.
Like some of them take the happy out of your mouth.
Some of them blow your brains out.
Some of them just blow the back of your head out. This one doesn't do that. This more tastes like citrus
Well,
pineapple.
I don't know
Yeah.
if it's all of us, including myself, getting more acclimated to IPAs, or if we're really just happening to pick.
I think we're
Better
happening
ones?
to pick better ones and not ones that are completely
Yeah, because I
fucked
mean,
like the ones that you know.
because some of the ones that you brought us have been rough.
Oh, it's
I
horrible.
think a lot of people have gotten into the mentality that the IPAs are supposed to be overly hoppy.
Yeah, no, they
Where
should.
the whole thing with the IPAs was that the ale was brewed in England. It was put on a ship in a cask. The casks were made out of oak. They
Yeah.
over hopped them so they preserved them better, but they also had that oaky back end flavor. This has almost got that nice hoppiness, but you still get that. It's not
But also,
overly.
too, I mean, but the problem though, I mean, really is I think like lagers, Sheldon Dark, are the ones that tend to keep the longest.
Oh yeah.
Then ales, and then pale ales are the ones that are like the shortest lifespan.
Oh sure, of course.
You know, I mean, really, it's light that hurts them all.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
You know, UV light just really hurts them all, and they go skunk.
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
thank
that's
goodness for dark bottles.
It seems like
that's the
with-
one advantage to cans.
Yes.
There's no light to them.
Well, it
Well,
seems
sure,
like with
yeah.
IPAs too, like you can let them sit forever and they don't skunk.
Yeah.
No.
Well, if you're in a
it's hard
can,
to tell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Yeah.
yeah, that is true. But I mean, in a can, it's going to be there's no light.
Yeah.
No, you're gonna get a lot longer shelf life out of a can for sure.
Which I got to do that. I gotta run up another batch. I really need to do that.
Yeah, because
I'm
I
gonna
was
make that a mission within the next couple weeks.
yeah, because when you did that the last time, I wasn't because of what I was going through last year. I wasn't
Yeah,
able
you
to
weren't
sample
able to
it.
try it.
And I mean, when you guys did sample it, damn, I'm kind of jealous.
I think I'm gonna run an IPA this time though.
Eh.
I don't know though. Maybe I'll do another ale. That ale came out really good,
Mhm.
but I'll have to wait. My orange tree's not. It's not ready.
You made
yet.
a beer for us last year.
Oh,
And I got a
nice.
brewing kit. And
Oh,
it
that's
came out.
cool.
I got a lot of fruit trees in my yard and stuff, so
Oh, yeah.
I did like a
We called it the Florida Man.
the Florida man.
Yeah,
Florida man.
Yeah, Florida Man, orange ale or something like
Yeah,
that.
it was like an orange ale I did, but it came out to like almost 7%, I think.
Oh, nice.
And,
Yeah.
Wow.
and I had a little bit of caramel honey and then
Oh, it
orange
was
zest
so
in with it. Oh, it literally rolled down. It was
But
so
it
smooth.
knocked you out. We had two
no,
glasses
man.
of it. We're like, this ain't bad. I went to stand up. I'm like, this
You're like,
is bad.
whoa! The next thing is like I had a bottle sitting in my fridge for a while, and I wanted to save it for Brian. And the bottles I were like liters,
Oh, yeah.
so I went to drink some like a few months later, and I took like it was like mead at that point. It had to be like 20 or 30 something percent. Like this is not
Oh,
drinkable at
no.
this point at all. It was
Oh, jeez.
it was rough.
Well, so like talk about the IPAs. His brother-in-law gave us
It was-
Dogfish Brewery 120-minute session IPA that was like
It was-
12.5%
yeah,
to start with.
The 4-pack
Oh.
of it is $50.
And I've had that before, and that
So,
it was worth
but
And it
it, very
had-
worth it.
My,
his
my
brother-in-law-
brother-in-law goes and he gets the high percent crafty ones and he ages them. And that's
Okay.
the
So it
one with
sat
that
in his fridge for
No.
2 years.
in the back of the pantry.
Oh, so it was
completely
Oh.
covered up.
room temperature. So it was
Room-
dark.
It was already dark to begin. It was already room temperature to begin with, but it was in the back of the pantry with a box over it.
Oh, so he
Yeah.
kept it in the dark.
Jeez.
So he sent a bottle. When Mike
One
was down
bottle.
there, he set one bottle up with us.
And it
So
was
we
aged
split
for
it 4 ways.
2.5 years. 2.5 years.
So Mike put it in the fridge, and then we tried it. And when it came out, it was like, it looked like an orange ale.
Oh.
The alcohol content was somewhere in the mid to high 20s.
Easily.
And the whole massive hop, that backbone to it
Gone.
with a lot of hops was completely gone. And it
And it
tasted,
was so smooth. There was no like high alcohol content flavor to it. It was so flavorful.
very-
I was
the
gonna
very-
say,
amazing.
it
the
was
very
one of the most
finish of it, you
definitively
go,
flavorful beers.
the very finish, I was like, I just had a mixed drink.
Yeah.
But like I
it
said,
was
the alcohol content
delicious.
was somewhere up in the mid to high 20s.
Oh, my goodness.
And it was so smooth and so tasty. It was like, holy crap, that is dangerous as fuck.
Yeah. And we split between 4 of us, and it was still one of those. We're like, all right, we ain't drinking the rest of the night.
Yeah, it was like, okay, that
That's
was
it.
because like I said, we had our one that was like just a regular like 5%er, and
Oh,
then
sure.
we had that one. It's like, okay, yeah,
Never done.
even
did.
just like if we would have each had like a bottle, if we would have like been bougie and each of us had a bottle,
Oh, fuck that.
You would have been wiped out.
Yeah.
So anyway, now that we
my
kind
one-legged ass would have been as clumsy as his two-legged ass was earlier.
so now that we've
Gotten to
hung
be
out
now.
for a little bit and done all that stuff, I would like you, sir, to tell everyone what you do on your channel with McDaniels Motor Werks. Which, by the way, congratulations on 300 subscribers.
Hey,
real.
thank you. Yeah, that was pretty
it-
awesome.
it-
I'm blown away that
We're-
that many people
like,
watch us.
Well, and not and, like and
We've
not,
been doing it 3 years, and we're still not coming up on 3 years, so we still ain't there yet. We're almost. We're at
Well,
like
and,
40 something.
you know, well, I'm trying to think of the right like words to use, but like.
It takes a while to get there.
Well, no, I want
yeah.
to say like not for nothing, but I feel like that's a bad way to say it. But like, I guess I'll say it that way. So like, not for nothing, the amount of production and everything that you do and you put time into picking
Yeah.
certain things certain ways, your channel should be like like more people need to go there. It's very well done. The camera works very well done. The just everything about the videos are actually fantastic. You guys really need to go check it out. Especially they do a lot of cool stuff.
Their
Yeah,
cars,
you-
and their cars are friggin' rad.
Yeah,
You
definitely.
can
the
normally
cars
see
are
my
red.
house in the background.
So
We always try hard to show you that.
yeah, what do you guys do over there at McDaniels Motor Werks?
So primarily we're doing a lot of Volkswagen stuff right now. We got a bunch of classic Volkswagens. We got a '63 Volkswagen that's got a 160 horsepower motor in it. That
I got it right. So awesome. I was so scared. So scared. I didn't think a Beetle could go over 100 and that quickly, and
Well,
I did not know what to hold
And
on to.
you don't think 160 horsepower sounds scary until you get in the little car that it's in with a little weight.
It's like a
It's
go
scary.
kart at that point.
It really
you know,
is.
when the car's 1675 ish. Yeah, it's it's a lot of power to weight ratio.
You guys are probably what, just barely touching 2,000 pounds with the both of you in there.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, 160 horsepower is going to make that scoot and be a lot of fun.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
it's
good.
it's like
The butt dyno will be
350
happy.
horsepower. It's you know
Yeah.
it's
Oh, the butt
yeah.
dyno was punched.
Was there a pyramid in Mike's seat when he was done?
Yes, there was. No, I took him out in the dune buggy as well.
Oh,
we,
that
we,
thing.
we brought the dune buggy up the other day, and
We pushed it.
yeah, we actually ran out. Yeah, Kitten cursed us. She said, "Don't run out of gas," and sure enough, we got around the block and ran out of gas.
Luckily, we were right in front of your house, so we
I haven't
didn't.
seen
Yeah,
it.
it's
Is
been
it
pushed up
a rail or is it a like
Yeah, it's a
Myers?
fiberglass body kit.
Is it,
yeah,
is
so
it
it's
like a Manx or is it a Manx?
it's a mini T.
Okay.
So it's done by it's a copy like what Barris did. He did the Munster Mobile and some
Yeah.
of those. So it's
one
of his designs.
Gotcha.
So
It's beautiful.
You know, we should
it's an ex-Shriner car.
we should do
It's
an
pretty
actual field trip. We haven't done one in a while.
Oh, yeah, come down.
We can do a nice little produced video like one of these weekends.
Yeah, I'm totally down.
Walk down the street. We'll have
Why-
beers at the shop.
Well,
That'll
and
be
like,
awesome.
not to toot my own horn, but I'm pretty good at putting videos together too, and like I'll promote the shit out of it. Now I have a YouTube
Nice.
channel as well, so
Oh, sweet.
I can slap it
He's
on
got
there.
he's got the viewers.
Yeah,
Nice.
I do.
Hell, he's got a couple of videos that have 2 million fucking views on it. Love
Oh
you
my
guys.
goodness. Yeah, I'm nowhere near that.
I'd love to come down there and hang out and throw a little video together. I haven't been down to check all the cars out.
I
I
got
work
that.
too much and I do too much and I have kids and we both work.
Shit, actually, one of the videos on my channel that got the most views was Mike's bounce house adventure from the from Silver Springs Mustang meet.
I still think like our most
Just before a tween girl was about to kick his ass.
my favorite memorable moment, and even though it was recent, it still has become my favorite, was the drag race. I think that
I really enjoyed the drag race. I was
Next
really
time,
glad
I am
to,
not wearing the flats. The flats were too big. That's why I wasn't able to get a good launch.
And
You
Mike,
saw, I
okay.
started to pick up on the back end of the track. The front end, my 60-foot was horrible.
Oh, yeah.
My reaction
Oh,
time was
so now-
I spun.
Now, in Mike's defense, we originally tried to get him in some hooker heels.
I
and
was
he,
going to do
he
it.
did try.
well, and
He did try. So
I just did not want to break his
also
ankle.
I'm about this close to doing my first autocross with my car.
sweet.
I just,
Oh,
ordered,
nice.
I just ordered the rest of the stuff, so I got adjustable sway bar links and control arms.
Once I get new front tires, I'll do it.
I'm gonna put everything on, and I've been really fucking with my coilovers the past couple weeks, and I got them dialed in like perfectly for daily riding.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah,
That'd
and
be cool.
yeah,
You know, I've still got all stock suspension in my car, so it dips and dives and rolls and moves around. But I just went on a little spirited run down the tail of the Gator.
Oh,
A
yeah,
certain
nice.
section just past mile marker 1, you dive into
Mhm.
the left. It's just
I
a
never-
whole complex of S's until you exit just before mile marker 3. Basically, enter in, pull fourth gear, because I do manually shift my automatic when I'm horse assing around. Run in fourth gear until it starts to get tight. Brake, pull into third, and then from there on, it's like between 3,500 and 5,500 in third gear the whole rest of the
Well,
way.
you know, and
just ripping through there.
I ran
Love
the
that
tail of the
software.
Gator last week because I wanted to try some more aggressive settings. So I set up I lowered my car another half an inch, and I went a little higher on the stiffness. And I found out that I made it a little too stiff because wheel spin. The wheel spin a lot easier.
Well,
Yes.
okay. Well,
I was
honestly,
understeering like a mofo.
it's not so much the stiffness that was causing that.
I think it might have been more
The
towards-
lowering.
Yeah,
It's the lowering.
lowering it a little
Because-
bit. So I raised it back
Because
up.
what you're doing is you're flattening out your control arms and you're flattening out your tie rods. You're just introducing a whole lot more bump steer and you're fucking up your roll center.
Well, I was getting it, and I raised my car back up to where it was, and I want to try it again now because, like, now it's a lot more tighter, and I feel like because I was coming through some of those turns, like even in the lower speeds in like third gear around like 40 miles an hour, I was catching wheel spin in third gear, and like that's I spin first, second. And I know my rules are first, second spin to a certain RPM, and I was catching it coming out corners third and kind of laying back into it, still getting lower and pulling a little bit certain
Yeah.
ways.
So on the control arms for your car, are your ball joints sticking down into the spindle or sticking up into the spindle? If you're lowering your car, get an extended ball joint.
Yeah, and that's one thing I bought too. I bought
Because
extended ball
that
joints,
extended
too.
ball joint, even though you're taking the whole wheel assembly and moving it up into the arch, the extended ball joint's going to drop your control arm back down.
Sorry.
And then,
Everybody shuffle.
and then at the same time,
So that was
you know,
comfortable for you.
and then at the same time, you also want to do something to drop your tie rods back down a little bit too.
Right.
To eliminate the bump. Because that's the thing with the S197s. Because when you look at the thing sitting at stock ride height, I mean, the lower control arms are almost flat the way they are.
Yeah.
Right.
So when people lower these cars, everything flattens out, and it just, unless you're going to do the ball joints, unless you're going to do the drop tie rod ends, Just leave your car stock height.
Well, it's like with the Cobra. Jesus Christ!
Oh.
Like I blew myself away. I blew him away when we fucking found out that thing with no rear sway bar handled as flat as it fucking did.
It handles extremely flat. I was
When it
falling
runs.
out. When
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 it's not
it runs,
blown up. When
yeah.
it's not blown up.
when I was following him out Ozello one day, and I was watching that thing, I was like, damn, for something that's got hack springs and no rear sway bar, that thing's amazingly
It's
very little
lowering
roll through
spring
flat.
with a coil cut out of the lowering
Oh,
spring.
wow.
wow.
So instead of
Jeez.
the 2 inches up front and an
Bouncy.
inch and a half
Yeah.
in the back, it's 5 inches up front, 4.5 in the back, no rear sway bar. But I do have full subfront connectors, but it is. You've rode into Cobra. It's not
Yeah,
bouncy
no,
at
it's
all.
not bouncy.
No,
And it was not, and I was surprised on how flat that. It's just how low it is and how stiff it is. There's no fucking sway in it.
No way.
There's no fucking sway in it.
Slight Mustang happy story.
Uh-oh.
So one of my friends recently, who I also work with, he had a gray 11, whatever body style that is,
That's what I said.
Sabrina's.
a V6 manual, and he unfortunately got in a very
Oh
bad
yeah, I
car
remember
accident.
telling about
Yeah,
this.
so maybe not last week, but I think the week we were off, he came up to me and he said, "I'm going to check out a new car finally," because it's been since
Yeah, it was a while back that you were telling us about.
March. I think it was bad. He
wow.
was in the hospital for about 4.5 months. He punctured both of his lungs. He broke his shoulder, broke 10 of his ribs.
Whoa.
The list went on. Like, honestly, in the state he's in now, it's quite amazing. He's in the state he's in now. We thought he was gonna die. And, like, okay.
Oh yeah.
I heard a
Wait,
I heard.
did-
I heard
No,
He did.
He boosted it.
He told me that.
He
I
boosted it.
I thought he was joking.
So that's the guy with the newer
Gosh.
Speed 3, that brown one.
Yes.
No, not Speed 3, just regular Monster.
He's
3, the
sponsored by
newer
Court
one.
Sport.
And, but he was talking about turboing it,
Yeah.
because they don't come turbo
Yeah.
in that. And yeah,
Wow.
that car, it's that, it's
I
like
thought
a
he was
metallic
kidding when he was
brown.
telling me about that. He actually fucking boosted it.
It's-
Yeah, that had a spoolie boy in it.
Dude, well, the color on it is beautiful. It's like a dark chocolate metallic brown.
And he's got
Oh,
and he's
man.
got these blue accents. He's sponsored by
it
Court Sport
fucking
too.
works.
Oh,
It
nice.
works,
He
and
races
it's so
that
nice.
car a lot. But so anyway, so he came to me. I think it was about 2 weeks ago, and he said, "I found my replacement finally." And I was like, "All right on." He found a 2015 V6 manual.
Versus the
S550.
Is 40,000 miles.
301A car or absolute base.
No, it's like the upper package of the V6.
That would be a
301A.
301A. Basically, it got 18-inch wheels, fog lamps, and a spoiler.
It
That's
had
it.
different wheels on it, already lowered. Had a full lip kit on it, different grille, different lights in it, headers, full exhaust, short shifter, intake, everything.
Sweet.
He ended up getting it for exactly the amount he got for his car.
Oh, fucking
Score.
great.
And yeah,
That is a
and
score.
it's the same color and everything.
Especially with the prices of fucking used cars right now.
Yeah.
And like, there's nobody else who, like, in my opinion, because he's such a nice person who deserves it other than him. And like, yesterday I had to come down here to Inverness, and he lives down here too. And I got with him, and we were playing and shit. And we got next to the stoplight at where Holiday Inn is, and
Yeah.
he said, "That's the first time I really got into this thing." He goes, "I love this car."
That's
It's
good.
got like the grill too, where it's got the little white triangles.
Yeah,
Oh, the
yeah.
RTR.
Yeah.
It's the LED lights.
Yeah, the RTR grill.
That's Bunga and Green.
Yeah.
And he's like, he was messing with it, and he's like, I don't know why, like, because I guess the guy who had it before and painted a lot of things lime green on the inside,
Wow.
which he fixed. He painted everything black, but he's like, I was surprised this guy didn't paint these lime green because they're white. And I'm looking at him, I said, that's got a wiring harness come out the back. I think these are lights.
They are.
And he's like, what? And I said, yeah. And I pulled on the wiring harness and it's not hooked up to anything. And I just grabbed the power and grabbed the ground and did it to the battery and they lit up. And he's like, oh my God, they're lights. And they're sequential. They do like a little triangular turn
Yep.
signal.
Oh, that's
It's the
cool.
fully sequential LEDs. It's awesome.
Yeah, they are very nice.
And that car, you let me drive it? Wow, is it fucking quick.
Yeah, no, hey, that's the thing. Those V6, I mean, having you remember Spring's blue car,
Yep.
and that was the performance package. So we had the 331 rear gears, the 6-speed automatic with that, but with that rear gear, also had the
That's real.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
Also
like
had
that
the
grill.
GT suspension,
Those are
GT
great.
brakes, GT sway bars.
So those are
And
actually the
I
front.
mean, you remember that thing?
No, they're
It
just
was
running lights.
Oh, yeah.
They
fucking-
disconnect
it
the
was
running
quick.
lights.
Oh,
It was
Or the
quick. I mean, it
BRLs.
was GT
Yeah.
quick, but for what it was, it
No,
was quick, and it was lighter. It was better.
very
handling.
impressive. And then also
Better
too,
handling.
today, we have an outside detail company,
Okay.
but I guess one of
Good.
like the district managers of this detail company was there, and I was going out on my lunch break, and I was walking in my car, and I heard just an eruption of glorious exhaust. And I'm looking around, like looking for whatever it was. And it's this guy. I guess he makes good fucking money with what he does, but he's backing up. And it's one of those newer Jaguar, I think it's an XF.
Okay.
The
Yeah.
four-door
Yeah.
one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But it's like the R version.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
five
yeah.
supercharged,
Supercharged 8.
Yeah, with the
Yes.
supercharged engine.
Uh-huh.
It's a supercharged 5-liter.
It was lowered and it
Oh.
had a nice wing on it and it had different exhausts. And I'm just like listening to this thing. And he backs up and he pulls around. And I'm just like standing out front of it. I'm not even in my car. And he goes, "You want to know about it, huh?" I'm like, yeah. Small pulley, intake, headers, full exhaust, upgraded map sensors, tuned, over 500 of the wheel.
Nice.
And I was just like,
Jeez.
yeah.
Formidable.
And the Lord's transmission. Manual.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you guys with your manual transmissions and your 3 pedals and your fucking 2-legged privilege.
Hey.
Hey,
it's okay.
Well,
Hey, hey,
At least you got paddle shifters now.
Yeah.
No,
Could be
no.
worse.
I
You
can't
don't
have
have paddle shifters?
no, it's just I'm too broke for that shit. I ain't bougie enough for paddle shifters.
Man.
well,
We got two
wait.
paddles.
I manually shift my automatic
You
the old-fashioned
wow,
way. I
right.
move the stalk
No,
back and
well,
forth.
Like a
to-
man.
To give him credit, he has driven my car many times to 86, many times. First and second gear, and even third gear.
There
And
you
blown
go.
people's fucking minds.
I was up at Wrench Marky's parking lot, and somebody said, "Hey, do you even know how to drive a stick?" And somebody was like, "I'm like, Mike, give me the keys."
So the keys were already. I'm like, keys are in it. Go for it. And they're like, he ain't gonna do it. The car starts up. They're like, he can't fucking move it. Next thing you know, it's in reverse. It backs out first gear. They're like, oh well, that's lucky.
Click.
Second gear. Told you. They're like, well, aren't you afraid he's gonna crash the car? I'm like, he can fucking drive it better than I can.
And speaking of flappy paddles, Kia did not hit their mark that they were expecting.
Well, yeah, isn't the Stinger gone for 2022?
The 2022, the Stinger is going bye-bye.
Oh
Which
man.
sucks, because
kinda
I
liked it.
actually like that car. It had
And
good stuff
honestly,
to it.
being
had
somebody who
personality.
works at Kia, it's been one of the least problematic cars.
Mhm.
Hey,
But
good to know.
Wasn't it a venture car? Like, wasn't it like with somebody at like another company that did stuff?
well,
No,
no. This
That's that, and a lot of the new Hyundais and Kias are a result of ex-BMW people.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
the CEO of what is he? The CEO of like engine development or something. He's the previous CEO of BMW's M division.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Which
Nice.
that's well, we're getting the Elantra N
Yeah.
this year too from Hyundai, but
I gotta say, the new Elantra with the nose and the
Oh,
front
God,
end.
it
Oh
looks
my
like
God!
that. It was a
Hey,
little-
hey,
really
hey,
good.
that thing- I
I
gotta
saw, one,
give him.
I saw one the other day in traffic, and I was like, "What the fuck is that?"
Oh,
And I
yeah.
got up close to it, and I'm like, "No
Yeah.
way!"
Yeah.
I'm like,
Well-
"No way!" And then the taillights, like they're sequential. I'm like,
Mhm.
"Son of a bitch!" Like
Well,
they're
yeah.
really good looking.
well, and here's where I think the dying part is like a not necessarily kind of thing, because when they do like TSBs and like protocols for certain programmings and things, sometimes they have like revision dates in there.
Mhm.
And recently, we got a Kia K900 that needed a transmission. Are you familiar with the K900?
No.
Isn't that the
So-
big luxury one?
It's
Oh,
basically
luxury, like
yeah,
below the
it's a lux.
Genesis?
It's like equivalent to like a high-end Lexus,
Okay.
and they came with either a V6 or a 5-liter V8.
Whoa.
And the
Rear-wheel
V-
drive.
and
Wow.
rear-wheel drive,
Nice.
420 horsepower.
Who built the motor?
Kia.
He actually
Hey,
built
hey,
it.
now-
It's the
and I
Kia
gotta-
Tao V8.
I gotta give them this.
Jeez.
It sounds fucking good. When they first came out, when Sabrina still had her blue Mustang, that one pulled up next to us, and it was an older guy in his late 60s, early 70s, and I was like, "Oh, that's one of those new K900," and it's a really nice looking car. It's very handsome, and I'm like, "Oh, it's probably the V6 one." And I'm like, "Fuck it, out." I'll go. Like, we're at a stoplight. Like, you pull up next to me, like, whether it's a fucking school bus or a dump truck or
You're
a
going.
fucking BMW.
Mikey
I'm
became
fucking
one of
going.
those memes. When you think you're fast.
Yeah. Yeah, it all started happening, fucking squirt the tires. like, I got him. Sabrina's like, no, you don't. I'm like, what? Whoa! And I'm like, oh, and I let off. She's like, what? I'm like, that was a V8 one. And she's like, what? They came with V8s? I'm like, yeah.
The one thing I'm surprised I never saw. I'm surprised I never saw one of those engines in the Genesis Coupe.
Oh,
I can't. Well, no, I'm not surprised that Kia never did it.
But
It
somebody,
shocks me.
could
It shocks me
shoehorn one
that
in
somebody
there.
else didn't do the swap.
Uh-huh.
Well, and here's the thing. So, a patent has been newly renewed for the 5-liter Tau.
really?
Because we're doing a job on a K900 right now, and in the TSB notes for program and transmission, the tech had came up to me and it's like, hey, did you know they had a renewal on the patent for this? Everything's different. I'm like, what? And he was showing me. So, I'm assuming the Stinger's going to get a name shift, and it's going to get the 5-liter.
Okay, yeah.
I'm gonna want to drive
Speaking of trademark filings and all of this stuff, so Ford came out with their new giant pushrod V8 for the trucks and everything.
Godzilla.
Oh, yeah.
They call it Godzilla
Godzilla.
motor, and people have been already taking
Son
those-
of a bitch.
Did you already get
Son
that?
of a bitch.
Okay, so Godzilla was the nickname that was given to the R32 by an Australian motor journalist.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Right
the
when it came
R32
out.
basically they brought to Australia to go touring car racing.
And that first year touring car race,
It just
fucked
it just
everybody
started,
up. Oh, yeah.
it just fucked everybody up.
Oh, sure.
And then they took it to Spa in Belgium and outright won the 24-hour race,
Yep.
beating prototype
yeah.
cars.
Oh, yeah.
And the Calzonic car in Europe, in European and British touring car racing, was just kicking everybody's ass.
And it's one of the most beautiful cars ever.
And so basically, it was like this thing came from Japan across the sea, came to our
Mhm.
shores, and laid waste to everything, like Godzilla.
Like Godzilla. Oh,
Every
yeah.
car after that's been named Godzilla. So Ford names their motor Godzilla. Ford just applied for and has now patented the name Skyline for here in the U.S.
Oh, I don't know about that. Huh.
But they didn't say what's for.
Right.
However, Ford actually, the Ford using the name Skyline on a car predates Prince.
Yeah.
Yeah,
1954, 1955 with the Skyliner.
Skyliner and with the retractable
Yeah,
hardtop.
yeah.
Well, and that's what I was thinking
That's true.
too.
So I mean,
Yeah.
so like I said, so Ford does have a history
Yeah,
with
that's
it,
true.
but Skyline's always been distance forbidden fruit.
If you've
Oh,
ever,
sure.
have you ever seen one of those with like the top halfway down and looked at like the mechanisms for it?
It's insane.
It's
It's
all
all
hydraulics,
motors,
every single
it's
thing.
motors,
relays,
pumps,
everything.
relays,
Uh-huh.
and limit switches.
Lots of vacuum switches, lots
yes.
of hydraulics.
And
There's-
all,
Oh, yeah.
there's all kinds of limit switches to make
Oh,
that
yeah.
shit work.
I think the big question will be, though, is it going to be a truck?
It'll be an SUV.
Because
No, it'll be a crossover.
so many
What are you
people
talking
have
Big excursion.
so much hate because of the name tied to it.
Hey,
Like, I've seen so many people like, I'm not mad about
mean,
it, but they could have
no.
called it like a courier.
Well, no, it's one,
You
it's
know?
one of those. We talked about this last.
I know.
We talked about this last episode. That truck can't do any wrong in my books because it's one of those.
Give
Give it a couple months.
Amazing.
As Brian said before, as of right now, Cobb is already in the works going.
For real.
Give it a couple of months. Son of a bitch, it's gonna be because it's the same fucking motor out of my car.
Yep.
That thing's
I
gonna
mean,
be going.
seriously.
Pang, pang,
I
pang,
mean,
pang, pang.
seriously, if you have the 2-liter turbo all-wheel drive version,
You
why
got a
would you
truck
not
version of
cop
our-
the shit out of that
yeah.
thing?
Oh, and I bet you a fucking Focus ST tranny will fit.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's
sorry,
a manual.
Mike. I just gave him ideas.
No, at that point you fucking take the RS transmission and differentials, everything.
Yeah.
You take the entire. You take,
Yeah, because we use the same tranny.
Yes.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's the thing, though. If it's already all-wheel drive, it already has the drive shaft and
Well,
everything.
yeah, but,
Yeah,
no,
sure.
but you would need to probably use the RS transmission for
Just
that.
for the horsepower.
Yeah.
Or Speed 6 tranny.
I've always heard the Speed 6 trainers are glass though. Like that's the thing.
No, it was the rear ends. Well, they're not the rear end. Sorry, the viscous coupling. The viscous coupling is the weak
Did you
link.
see Allie's got hers together? They did the motor swap and all that shit.
Dude, it's about time they scored those 2 Speed 6s for. Yeah, like I remember when
Wait, they got another one?
I
Because I remember the
they,
one.
they got the
The
white
sil-
one.
Yeah, because I remember the
They
one.
got the white one.
They got a silver
well, then
one,
they
too.
ended up getting a silver one for $400.
That
Wayne-
one, that's the
Wayne
one that
Dri- well,
yeah,
they,
that's the one
they
that I
have
remember.
a white one that like something
Well-
was fucked up with it, and I got it for a good price. The silver one they got for like $400.
Yeah, all right.
Wayne had
The-
to drive
yeah,
like
the-
an hour to get
the,
it.
the white one's got a blown motor. Confirmed. blown motor. Silver one,
But they still got it for like $1,000.
yeah,
That's
still.
good.
Silver
And the white one actually had quite a bit of modifications done to it, if I'm not mistaken, too. So
Also,
Hence the
suspension
blown
theory.
motor.
the silver one, though,
Wouldn't turn over.
Okay.
Locked up alternator.
Yep.
Oh,
guys said the
jeez.
motor was blown.
Wayne got it for $400. Yes, he had to drive 10 hours to get it.
Uh-huh.
But he
And
literally
it-
posted
and-
up a marketplace on the forum. He went, who's coming with me? Drove that night all the way up to, I forgot where it was. Got it, drove all the way back. Got it back. Was looking at the motor, going, fuck, okay, well, this one's blown too. But hey, it's got an upgraded turbo on it and that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's got a
Wait a
BNR
minute.
upgraded turbo
Oh,
on it.
They
man.
hooked up the battery pack. He's like, it's trying to look. He's like,
Pop the
Oh,
belt
man.
off.
fucking popped the belt off and the thing fucking started right up.
Jeez.
He just swapped alternators. That was it.
$400 fucking bucks.
Yep.
Sure.
Yep.
Well,
Wayne
and-
didn't have the heart. Wayne didn't have the heart to tell the guy that.
And the thing about the MZR platform is upgraded turbo with the correct bolt-ons, and you can achieve over 400 wheel horsepower in a stock block stock head.
Yep.
Easy.
Wow.
All day.
Man.
That's like,
Yeah.
that's
in,
like
in an older generation, fairly lightweight four-door saloon.
It's and like with my car with full bolt-ons, I make 310 to the wheels, and on E85 I make 360 to the wheels.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
And that's stock turbo.
See, I
Oh,
really
you
want
gotta
to
love
put
that.
mine back on the dyno now that I got the tune fixed. Because before,
And
when
a
I-
good clutch.
well, when I
Yeah,
was
the
on it
clutch.
before,
Powertrain
my tune
Wow,
wasn't,
yeah.
look at that. That's golden.
That's beautiful.
my
Look
tune
at
wasn't
that.
fixed. I still had to check it
No, that's the simmer down.
because it was running off of
Easily.
basically
Yeah, you were
the stock
basically a
tune.
stock tune with the mods, but also
It
too.
did come off the
Nice.
dyno. So
Yeah, it almost came off the dyno, and
Whoa.
yeah, there's.
Oh, I
have
gotta
a
show you
video.
that video.
It's
Sweet.
When it happens, I'm at the back of the shop, sitting on the ground. When the head guy comes over and goes, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "No, no." He's
Yeah.
like, and at
pretty
that
sure
point,
poo came out.
and at that
No.
point, he's like, "I got this." He went over, leaned in the window to the guy. That guy got out, and I think that guy got into his car and left. I'm pretty sure the guy got fired. Because what they were doing, they had it on a slight roll, doing like 5 miles per hour, clutch
Yeah.
out and all that.
they were
Giving it a
centering.
tiny- a
They were
tiny bit
centering.
of
They were
gas.
centering it to get the straps on.
Yeah.
He's like, don't touch the steering wheel. He's constantly up. Don't touch front wheel drive. Don't touch
Yeah.
the steering wheel. We're tightening down the straps, and it's kind of moving a little bit
Sure.
because they're tightening down the
Yeah,
straps.
they're gonna. Yeah, they're
I
a big
had-
guy
I had-
on the straps. Sure.
They had it was at Bernie's. They've done many fucking dynos. I had nothing like that. All of a sudden, he watched him. He touched the wheel.
Oh.
Watch, really quick watch. You will see
Oh.
the.
While they're watching this, guys, what I was just showing you, that's the Tobago Simmer Down Session Ale. It's 4.9%. Says we have
Antimum, Eldorado.
Whoa! Holy shit!
Yeah. At that
Not
point,
today, fuckers.
at that
Whoa!
point, yeah. So I'm on the ground in the back of the shop,
Dry,
literally on the
aromatic,
ground.
and hoppy. So the opposite of the juicy. Yeah.
And I just want to say,
I would have shit myself.
the toasted guy said not today to the fire truck. I just wanted you to know that. Anyway,
Sorry, I took a sip.
no, you didn't
Oh.
take a sip. You didn't do nothing. Cheers, everyone.
Oh my God, Brian,
Gross.
Brian. Tank.
Cheers. Cheers. Let's try the dry
Oh,
one.
I like this.
Is it
I
dry?
like it a lot. No, I like it. Oh, that's fucking good.
Ooh, that is.
Oh
That
wow,
is good.
that's incredible.
Well, it's like an IPA meets an ale without the
Yeah.
killer
Yes.
taste.
Uh
That
huh.
is
that's-
awesome.
Oh yeah.
That's an ale with a very small hoppy hint.
Boy,
And
I
only
like that.
And it
That's
says that
good.
it's dry,
Only
but
for-
Simmer
It's
down.
not.
I'm not
getting
getting
dry.
No.
That's fantastic.
No,
Also,
that is
that's
Literally
not.
like somebody took an IPA and an ale and made the perfect
Yeah.
mix.
Yes.
Also, I gotta
Wow.
say, no one's been in the chat. I'm pretty sad.
I
about that.
know.
Oh,
I
man.
am too. We have viewers, but nobody's been in the chat.
Well, at least you're viewing.
How many viewers?
It says 2, but it's lying probably.
So
Well, I'm on.
I know one Sam.
If VW Gary's out there from Jawbreaker, you can chat with us. That'd be all right.
I was gonna say,
We usually-
But he's probably not that bored.
Every episode we. Fuck yes.
Oh,
Sweet.
sounds good.
Every
That sounds-
episode
that
we
does sound
have
good.
people chat.
That
I
does
was
sound
gonna say,
good.
Chris isn't chatting. Our Chris ain't chatting. Fucking no one's chatting.
No, we get it says 4 viewers with 3 likes and
All right.
nobody's talking.
One of y'all that's not him
okay.
that's looking, say something.
We like
Please?
talking to people. We talk to everybody too.
That's why we keep it up so we can see it.
Please.
Otherwise, we'd be like, "Fuck you, go away."
Seriously.
Don't go away. We
But
love you.
guys, good. Hold on.
This is
I feel-
incredible.
I mean,
Seriously, this is a damn
great
good beer.
This is a
I-
good beer.
And the color is great.
No, it's
Yes.
very
That
golden.
is
Oh,
a
yeah.
great color.
That is
Very
incredible.
golden.
Yeah, I mean,
Very
that is,
dehydrated piss.
Yes. Exactly.
no, like I said, it's a
As my
great
mom would
color.
say, you need to see a doctor.
Yeah, the head.
Oh,
The
somebody
head
got-
did-
Hey, Chris is here. He is.
Our
Yes.
Chris?
The Clutch Ship Go, Chris.
Yeah.
Hey. I'm
No,
glad
that's-
you're here.
Clutch
At
Ship
least
Go.
one
That's a
is
guy
here.
you need to check out.
Oh, nice. Okay.
His photography,
He's
his
the one
auto
that made your
photography.
What? A photography.
yeah.
Our shirts are other
sweet.
ones, but that's our second batch. That's
Nice.
Chris.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Chris
and
does.
his,
He does some ridiculously good pictures. He's
Yeah.
got Chris. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you're like close to 100,000 followers, if not over that, on Facebook.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
He's got clothing lines. Fucking his pictures are
Oh,
fucking
nice.
amazing. His vlogs are
He
amazing.
himself has a really sweet Eclipse GSX.
Oh,
Yeah.
That he's had for
nice.
fucking
For
years.
I'll tell you.
We've known him for over 10 years.
Yes, the beef days.
Yeah,
The beef
before
days.
that, Rain. I remember him.
No, yeah.
Well, at Rain, he had the 3G.
He
At
did.
Rain, he had the 3G.
Chris is an awesome guy. He's one of those people that'll like go out of whatever way he asks.
Oh, yeah. Chris is always fucking awesome.
Nice.
So.
Yes,
And
he
every-
is.
He's been on the show before. So.
Yeah, and
that's cool.
also, I think
Thank
he
you.
was episode 2, I think.
No, I think 3 or 4.
three.
There was
Yeah.
the one at my house.
Yeah, it was at your house.
Well, no, he filled in for me.
Yeah,
That
that's
was
right.
like 5
Yep.
or 6 because episode 3 was when Trevor was over at your house.
That was right after the Celica got
Yeah,
sold.
that was,
No, that was right before. Right before.
That was
Because
right
it was
after.
about episode 10 or 11 when the Celica got stolen.
That's right. Yeah,
Yeah, he
you're
was.
right.
We
He
were
was.
supposed
He
to
was
do the
on
whole-
after the Celica
We did
announced.
a field trip over to his house. We were gonna the next weekend do a live show over there about adjusting all the valves and all that stuff, and that was on Saturday. Monday was when it got stolen.
Ooh.
Don't burp.
Yeah, like I said,
Sorry, hiccup?
just the whole story about that car prior to it being stolen just cracked me up. Because
Our friend Trevor, he's the one with the lift right there.
oh yeah, right at Glencoe.
Which
yeah,
is that,
probably
he's,
so.
he's actually moving. He's building his
man.
bus into a house.
Nice.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I was out just off for a drive, so I went down Gospel Island,
Yeah.
and as I turned onto Gospel Island, something yellow through the trees caught my eye, and I slowed down and looked. I was like, "Holy shit, a '77 Celica!"
Hey.
So I stopped, snapped a picture of it, sent it to Mike. I'm like, "Dude, look what I found on a Gospel Island!" Right?
On my way to work that day,
So,
or
like,
the
it
next
was-
day.
Like a day or two later, Mike shoots me a message and says, "Hey, that car's in the middle of Inverness. Go look at it."
So across from the government center, that little across from Angelotti,
That little oil
that-
change
with
place.
the big muffler,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
it was sitting there, and this was
Ah.
this was before I even had the head job, so I was still nights, but it was my early day, so I drove through there at about 10:30 because I had to be at work at 11,
Mm-hmm.
and 10:30 is right on the thing for sale sign. That
Yeah, he sends me a message
like,
like, "Dude,
dude,
he's
it's
like,
up there."
that Celica's right in the middle of town." I'm like,
Damn.
"Well, screw it. I'm gonna go up there for lunch anyway." I went
Well,
up
check
and
it
looked,
out.
and it was gone.
and he went up at about 1.
Oh,
Not
wow.
even that. No, like noon. was
After I
gone.
passed, Trevor on his lunch break came driving past 20 minutes later, saw it.
And bought it.
Dude
Oh,
was
wow.
like, "Oh, it won't run," all that stuff.
Uh-huh.
He knew what it was. He's like, "Oh, well, no, it was $1,000." Like, and I think he ended up talking him down to like $300 or $400. It was
It was ridiculous.
a 15 amp fuse. That was
Now,
it.
like I said, the car wasn't, it had some rust in it and
Oh,
stuff
sure.
like that. I mean, it's not like it was like, an absolute, concourse kind of fine one of things, but still, it was a 77 Celica. It's freaking cool because you don't see those.
Yeah, but he ended up swapping a 20R that revs to 10,000 RPM.
Yeah, he
Oh,
built
wow.
20R in it that was just
Oh,
sounded
jeez.
fantastic and everything else. So it was funny. Then I was like, because I texted Mike, I'm like, "Dude, that car is gone."
On my way home, it was in Trevor's fucking driveway. I'm like, "I know where's that."
It was like literally, I saw it one day, Mike sees it the next day, and Trevor
Yeah.
has it that afternoon.
Scooped it up. Nice.
What did Chris say?
Chris. Oh, I still have hiccups. Chris said, "Oh, you guys gonna make me blush."
Oh,
Oh, we won't make him blush. I need to grab something really quick.
Well, like they say, man, it ain't bragging if you can back it up.
that's right.
That's true.
So you had once told us a little interesting story about a car, a road, and another car.
Mm-hmm.
And since Dan here is in fact the Mazda guy, in
Ah,
Access,
nice.
and I've had.
I'm not. He's lying. I'm not.
Oh, are we talking about this one?
Yes, we're talking about
Okay.
that. This is the perfect
Wait,
intersection.
I-
Well,
This is
should-
the
should we
perfect
go-
intersection of me formerly having a car with Doritos, Dan has a car that sort of has or once had Doritos and
No,
will have
the
Doritos.
Semi-Doritos.
Those Doritos are still sitting in the corner of the shop. Like I said, I will finish Sabrina's 86 before that thing even
And he's
gets
probably
finished.
right. I have parts sitting inside of the car. A
Mine
lot of
does
parts.
too. I got 2 fucking engines sitting there with a transmission and a drive
But-
shaft and everything.
And a whole
But-
car out front.
Well,
Exactly.
Well, yeah.
No, should we go
We gotta get
full
your
in?
fenders off of that car still.
Should we go full into the Mazda affiliation?
You might as well.
As long as you're not going to take a bump.
Oh my goodness.
So,
Nice.
so he was telling us a story about a car that he had, and well, I guess you can retell that story so
Yeah,
Dan
so-
can hear it, because this
For
is
sure.
something that
I
Dan,
tried to tell him
I'm a
it,
Dorito
but Brian,
And I have an RX-7.
so
RX-7.
Br-
So
Brian- he has
Brian
an
punched me
FC.
in the shoulder
Oh,
when I
nice.
tried to tell the story. He's like, no, wait for it. I'm like, okay. And ever since then, he's like, what are we talking about? I'm like, you'll find out.
Dan, this is for you.
So, I picked up a 91 convertible RX-7. I had a Prelude before that. It was a nice Prelude.
What year?
It was a 93 Prelude.
Okay,
Oh,
so the
fuck
first year of the
yes.
bubble.
And it was turbo. And it was a really nice, all JDM'd out. I was getting parts out of the junkyards and everything. I moved to Vegas. Long story short, my first weekend in Vegas, I'm having my house painted. I put my car in valet parking. I wake up the next day, my car's gone. Stolen. So there's my baby, it's gone. I'm like, okay, crap, I need a new project. So I'm thumbing around, I'm looking around on eBay, and I'm like, I haven't had an RX-7 yet. So I find one down in Phoenix, Arizona, really cheap. So I put a Cosmic triple rotor in it.
He put a
He gotta
T20.
join me.
He
Wanna
20
join
beat
me?
he 20 beat an FC.
You know,
A convertible FC.
well, and the
We're
problem,
putting almost 1,000 horsepower to the ground.
I wanted a 20B the car so bad, but I caught it in the bad time of inflation.
Yeah, they're not as cheap as they used to be. Nobody wanted those things.
No, and when
They
I
were
first
giving them away.
started doing all the rust fixing on the car,
Yeah.
it was in the lines because I had about like 8 to 10 grand set aside ready, which could have got me at one all day, and now they're like unobtainium.
Yes, it's insane. I can't believe it. I
I mean, so
wish
now
I would have never
if you-
sold that.
If you want a 20B now, you're pretty much resignated to trying to find an E shaft and all the correct 13B
Oh
parts.
no
to
no
go
no,
Oh, yeah.
no! You just buy a Cosmo. You get a Cosmo cheaper than you can get
Yes.
fucking 20B out of it.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah.
But not all
also, no, you
Cosmos
get
came
it-
with a 20B.
No,
Some only
some-
came,
no.
some just came
But
with
the
13B.
13B REW that it came with was still still a golden motor.
Yeah.
The REW.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But
But
anyway,
basically,
you
if it's
still
not a
gotta
Renaissance,
continue
you're cool.
with your story on that car.
Yeah.
So
It gets better. It gets better.
There-
he's
there-
not
there's a Mustang intersection with this too.
we're gonna take it out and see what it's gonna do. So it's Vegas. I leave out of Vegas, heading out 15 towards the state line. I said, well, we'll just go ahead and go out. It's the middle of the night. You're in the middle of the desert. If you hit something, it's gonna be a turtle. You're gonna go in the desert. You're not gonna kill anybody. There's nobody out there. So
right.
I open it up. I'm lit up. 130, 140 miles an hour. Car goes by. Whoosh. Heading in towards Vegas. They were cooking. Next thing I know, they flip a U-turn. They're coming up behind me. Fast. I'm booking. I just got it floored. It's wide open. Turbo's going. I'm sitting out there. I'm just like, okay. This guy's still pulling up on me. I'm going to slow down because there's no lights yet. So I want to see what it is. So I just let off the fuel. Car starts coming back. Flame, blam, 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 blam out the back end of it.
Doing rotary things.
Yeah.
I'm looking back. No lights. Okay, we're
Apex
good.
Field's
It's not a
now on the
cop.
side of the road.
Zoom. Mustang.
Fox
California
body.
Highway Patrol. Fox body.
What he
Flies
didn't,
past me.
what he didn't know that me and Mike.
As soon as he said that, when he said this at Sabrina's birthday party, me and Brian locked eyes, and I got an instant boner. Not because we locked eyes, but because
Let me reiterate that.
Hey,
because
once you go cripple, no one else touches your nipple.
Fair enough.
because I was like, no fucking way. I thought those things were unicorns and just like a fucking myth.
No,
That thing
they were
was
not
so
a myth.
fast.
So, go ahead, Brian. I'll let you tell
because
it.
some areas of the Highway Patrol in California dealing with mountain roads and things like that, they have to deal with altitude, and NA engines aren't real happy with
No,
altitude.
oxygen. Correct.
So,
Yeah.
Forced induction.
so a handful of CHC
There's like
Mustangs
20,
were
if
outfitted
that.
with Vortec V1s.
Along,
But they
past-
still.
I got cooked by one.
At that point, they got the V1s on them. They're pushing about 7 to 10 pounds of boost, but they still have the higher
273
controls,
gears.
273 gears like my car. So you know how my car in second gear, I'm doing a 65 fucking mile per hour
So-
burnout.
so
I like
yeah,
3,500. And it's
even if,
fucking great.
well, even if you had 500 to 700 horsepower with that gearing,
Yeah,
It's that
Yeah,
gear.
it's gonna come up on you
In
that
fourth,
fast.
that
yeah, like I
gear.
said, in
Oh,
fourth
yeah.
gear, like I said, having driven,
and having a supercharger.
like I said, having
continual,
driven,
Oh, yeah.
NA Fox bodies, both manual and automatics with 273s, fifth gear or fourth gear overdrive in the AOD for top end speed is useless.
right,
Just keep it in fourth or
Yeah.
third drive
Mm-hmm.
and go.
for the AODs. Just keep it in drive or keep it in fourth 1-to-1 gear, and it'll. So I mean, like I said, just with the stock 225 horse and the 273s, if you give it enough room, they'll move. They'll run 140. Takes a little while to get there, but they'll do it.
I've done 110, 115 with mine in fourth gear. Scary as fuck because you are doing a Fox body float.
I was
You
doing
are
the Fox
seriously,
body float.
you are serious. Once you hit 65, 70, the front end, especially on the Konos cars, the four-eyed cars, you're up.
Oh.
You feel it up,
Can
and
confirm.
all of a sudden you go.
Yeah, the
you're
aero-
like
It's like
50.
riding in a gas
Well,
at
you're
that
you're
point
you're
then.
Yeah,
50, and
the
you're
aero
like,
cars,
okay.
the front corners of the aero cars, 87 and 93s,
Mm-hmm.
weren't as slick from the center opening to the rear to the outside
As the
corners
79,
Okay.
as
86.
the four-eyed cars were.
Right.
And the lower opening was more of an air dam
and it was
lip
more pushed
Sure.
forward than back.
than his. So the one my 89,
Mm-hmm.
but believe it or not, the 87 and 93 GTs with the ground effects and everything
Yeah.
on them, those at 80 miles an hour actually produced a little bit of downforce.
Would imagine.
Ours
they probably
does
needed
not.
it.
Mine does not.
No, but I'm just saying.
No,
like,
yours
at all.
yours is,
At
yeah.
all.
I
So
mean, those body kits that were on those cars, the factory body kits and the
Mhm.
93 Cobra, I mean, they mainly did it for styling, but
Oh, yeah.
they actually did produce a little downforce, and a GT at 120 was a lot more stable, especially in
Than
the
the
nose
LX.
weight
Than a
than
four-eyed.
Well,
my,
no,
than
then even
my,
an
than my LX.
Oh wow.
Well,
because
and-
the LX you had the LX bumper that stopped here, and then you had the GT that went down probably another half
Oh,
an inch
sure.
or more.
Yeah, so
And that
like
did
my
stuff.
LX, if you looked at like the front molding, mine would kind of curl under, the corners would wrap around, but then the opening for the radiator, mine had a little bit of a lip that sort of stuck out, where
Yes.
his just all comes down.
Ah,
But
okay.
the GT would come off, and then it would like curl in slightly, and then
came
come
out,
out,
a little bit, then
hung
went
down lower, and it was a lot more squared off
Stupid
all the
air.
way around.
So my
Yeah.
car, you can
So it
literally
actually
be
blows the
doing
front end
yeah,
up.
you
Yeah,
can
there's
be
a
doing
lot of nose lift.
55, and like that's how I'm going straight. 60, you can hit 60, and you can ask them. They've been in the car. All of a sudden, it's
I've driven it. It's floating.
Oh wow.
Like I had my
above
89,
80.
my
Jeez.
89,
Half the
like I
fucking
said,
wheel.
my 89, I'd be rolling down the interstate like 100,
Oh, yeah.
top down like a maniac,
Yeah.
because if you have a Fox body convertible and do 100 on the
You gotta
interstate,
do.
you do it with the top down.
You're gonna die
Whoops.
anyway.
You're gonna
so-
die anyway, so you might as well have a nice tan when you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, just going down there at 100 miles an hour, I mean, like you'd pass a semi and you'd feel the front end just kind of
Just
light
kinda
up. And
go
you
around.
just
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
just you'd and especially in a convertible, those things twisted like a noodle.
Oh
anyway.
yeah.
Well,
a lot of.
Chris said he has a friend in Tennessee that he has a friend in Tennessee whose coworker is a fan of us.
Really?
Yes.
Son of a bitch.
Also, my question
Is this
he-
fan in Tennessee anywhere around State Road 129?
Yeah.
Also known
well,
as the Table of the Dragon?
if this fan
Well-
in Tennessee could be my brother, well, my stepbrother.
well, and
'Cause
my
he lives
question
in
is
Tennessee
too,
too.
with the aerodynamics, even though they improved it, are they more aerodynamic than a Lobster? Because a Jeep Wrangler is not.
Hey, the first generation Audi TTs, as well as the Turbo Bugs, had
Oh.
an opposite issue where at 90 miles an hour, because the way the air was foiling down under the back end, the rear end of the car was
Yeah,
lifting
that's
off
why
the
they had.
rail. That's why they did the pop-up spoilers on them at 45.
Oh, I
speaking
did
of
not know that.
know
Speaking of the Audi TTs,
Mm-hmm.
when those cars were coming to America,
Yes.
And they were
they
hairdresser
debuted in
cars.
Europe. They debuted in Europe.
Oh, yeah, good.
Yes.
So this was probably 6 months before they actually went on sale here in the U.S.
Right.
I was heading up 44 West, and I was rolling up Mile Hill.
Mm-hmm.
3 black TTs running nose to tail about 90 heading
Jeez.
down the hill. like 3 of them doing hot weather testing here in Florida, and I passed them on 44.
Holy shit.
I went by and I was like, whoa.
What was that?
But
like-
see,
Those are not supposed to be here.
Like those are not out yet.
but no,
Right.
I had the same experience though.
Well, I got Michigan tags when they do that.
And then in 2000 late 2008, before the GTRs fully popped over here, and they were just showing up in the magazines and all that, it's the same thing. I was in my first '86 coupe and all that. I was still in high school, and I think I told you about this in the parking lot.
And I remember that too.
And I was going through, because I lived off of Rockrush. I was going through Rockrush, and I was popping through Crystal
Crystal
Oaks to go
Crystal Oaks.
to go to 44 that way and
Okay,
all
back
that
when
way.
he had short hair.
Yeah. I had a bus cut.
Like literally really
But
short.
yeah,
Wow.
but so, and I'm turning through there, and I'm going through, and I'm just fucking bopping, and I got fucking body count blasting on the fucking thing and all that shit, and all of a sudden, it's red, white, blue. GTR, nose to nose, every single one of them had a Michigan plate on the back, the front plate, Motor Trend. Come to find out, in the next fucking issue of fucking Motor Trend, they were down here, they did Ozello, and they went and they did something else down in Tampa, and they were doing like testing and all that shit.
I was
And
still one down
and
there
I-
with Monticello on
No one
road and
believes
track.
me,
But-
but I was like, I fucking saw that. Except Dan. Dan was the only
And-
one that believed me.
And I have the magazine.
Yes, and he
Nice.
does, and he had it too.
So
He's like,
also,
I
what I've got
understand.
at the house when the GTR was like they announced, okay, the GTR is coming out, it's coming to America, and the whole 9 yards. I actually went on Nissan's website and I got the dealer brochure package for the GTR, and it's got like the whole brochure, and then you pull the brochure out and it folds that into a giant poster.
Oh,
Like
nice.
one side of it's got all kinds of specs and everything else, then the
Yeah.
other side of the poster is just a giant picture of a silver GTR rolling down the road.
And all throughout high school, and I know
Me-
like,
me-
like,
so
him and I
that's-
are young, but like all throughout high school, my dad had paid for a subscription to Motor Trend, and I kept every single one, and I still have all of them.
Holy crap.
And,
See, I'm stupid because I had the entire from 1976 to 1979 vanning and mini truck and fucking
I have
magazines
quite
that
a
I
few
got
mini
rid
truck,
of.
and I have a lot of import tuners
Yeah.
too. I have a lot of import tuners.
There was so much bush in those fucking magazines. So much bush. So much fucking bush. You're like,
Oh, yeah.
You're like-
Those were the days.
We're not talking
Living
about
in them
bush
razors.
Basically, you saw a chick with a bikini that had Dan's chin hanging out of it.
it fucking held up my TV for years.
We call those bikini spiders.
Yeah.
I still have all of them, and I have like a spot in my house where I have all my records, and I have the magazines there too. Like sometimes I get people that come over and they'll be like, "Are those?" And they start looking like, "You have magazines?" I'm like, yeah, I have a shitload, like hundreds of them. I just started I started stowing them, just stowing them.
Yeah.
And I like when I moved out of my parents' house, I just started pulling out shoe boxes of magazines. There's tons, and it's all Motor Trend and Import Tuner and Mini Trucking.
Nice.
Yeah, I had a 3-year subscription to Lowrider magazine.
Oh,
And it was
sweet.
like, why? And like,
I miss
why
magazines.
not?
Oh, yeah.
Why
Like,
not?
I know they're still kind of a prevalent
No,
thing,
they're
but
not
like
anymore.
they're not as much as they used to
No.
be.
No, they stopped all that.
The one magazine that I truly missed was Auto Week.
Yes.
Auto Week was
I
great.
have a couple of
Because
them.
it was like I said, it was a weekly publication. So I had a script. At one point, I had a subscription to Auto Week, and I think I got it for my birthday or got it for
Subscriptions
Christmas
were
or something.
dirt cheap back then,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
It
so I
was
got
like,
a subscription
internet
to Auto Week for
Yeah.
like a year.
Oh,
So I had like 50 some odd magazines plus whatever special issues they came out, but it was pretty cool because it was like, all this stuff was pre-internet. So like if
And
you
that's how
wanted,
you find
so
out
if you
about
wanted
stuff.
Well, yeah.
really current automotive news, Auto Week was the jam.
oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and I don't know why that reminded me, but I just thought of something. The next Wrench Monkeys meet is probably going to be coming up soon, I'd imagine. Probably next
I don't
month.
know. Wayne hasn't done
But,
it yet. I'm hoping it's not next month. I'm hoping it's further out so it's not fucking hot as fuck.
Yeah, I think-
And I
I
remember at the last one, he was almost talking about trying to find another spot to host it. Just
Yeah,
because,
because everything.
It was packed
But,
when we drove by Saturday night.
dude, it was
That-
It was
Um,
insane.
that last one that they had over there that we were all. like
Well,
I said,
I wasn't. I was.
you
at
weren't there,
Spooky.
but yeah, me and Dan and Chris were there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Lots of cool cars coming in and
And
out.
also, I
yeah.
need time to fix my fucking car to do a burn.
Well,
That's right.
Ed should have the Monte Carlo ready by then. It's in another rebuild right now.
Ah, sweet.
Um,
That car's always in a rebuild.
So, Well,
That's the way Project Cars.
no,
are.
no,
They're
no, no,
always
no, 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 no.
Listen.
What's I'm saying? You have to come to the next one because Ed
All
can't
right.
be there with it. You have
That's his coworker.
No.
It is not. It is not
Yeah.
a project
no,
car.
the car's a museum piece.
Ah.
Every single
Go ahead.
bolt, every single bolt is lined up so like the markings on them are exactly in the same spot. He pulls the entire.
I thought I had OCD.
No, he
No,
pulls the entire car apart.
My boss is, and he even says
Every
it.
3 months he rebuilds the car.
He'll even,
Rebuilds it.
he'll even admit that, like, yeah, it's a mental obsession. I should probably get help for.
The
Like,
thing's so clean you can eat off of it, but
How
it
many
has
miles are on that car?
300,000 miles.
he hit 250 last year, so
But you can
But
eat off of
the
this. son of a
car
Damn.
he bought the car in 91 total. It's
Yep.
an 80. And
80
sorry,
87 or
sorry,
88?
Ed. It's an 86 or an 87. I can never remember. I don't know why.
No. It's either an 87 or an 88.
Okay, it's an 87.
It's
then.
not
It's
an
an
86.
It's an 87
It's not
Monte
an
Carlo SS.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing not original is the paint because
Well,
the paint color they picked was close to the original color, but it was slightly darker of the burgundy that they came in,
It's beautiful.
and that's what they painted it in. The car was originally white. He bought it for like $100 out of a junkyard totaled, and did a full restoration on it and started doing car shows.
oh wow.
And Ed has a very, like, just a clean obsession in general. Like, it's not just the car, it's like just everything has to be organized, clean, all that.
Place for everything in its place. But he does not trailer this car.
No,
He
he
Oh,
drives
right.
it.
It's a
He
driver.
drives
So,
it.
wow. Nice.
He drives it. And he drives it.
Yeah.
Like, we've done road rallies, and he's driven the Monte Carlo to road rallies.
Sweet.
And,
It gets taken apart the next day, but
yeah, he rebuilds it once every other year. The whole car, no matter what, even if nothing's wrong with it. Everything has original GM stickers on it.
Nice.
Even
the
up to-
radio's got the film across it. The
Yep,
seats,
the instrument
all
clusters,
across
everything.
across it.
The
Yeah,
car,
yeah.
That's
and,
nuts.
and like you have to see it in person. You can tell somebody it's the cleanest car I've ever seen. You can eat off everything. It doesn't match up to seeing it in person.
no,
Yeah,
no, I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
Here's the thing.
yeah.
Everybody accuses me of making them look like slackers when it comes to like doing a car show or
Because you
detailing a
get-
car,
yeah.
making a car show.
Oh yeah.
Ed makes me look like an absolute useless piece of shit.
And, and like pretty much any
But a
car
staying
show,
useless piece of shit.
Yes.
any car show Ed goes to, he takes home best of class.
Oh,
Any
man.
car show.
Crazy.
So talking-
He's
talking
been
about-
featured in the Hot Rod Museum.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
been featured
Jeez.
in national shows left and right. The car has been trailered one time, and that was because the show was during winter and he was afraid of crashing.
So, speaking of road rallies, the last kind of road rally I went on was the last Cedar Key run that NPD did for the Mustang show at Silver
Yeah.
Springs, and
I
we
cried
got
during that show.
monsooned on.
I cried
So-
during that show.
We got monsooned on, but the guy that was in front of me for that run from NPD, police escort all the way out of Marion County, and then also had police at intersections, so we could go all the way out to Cedar
Nice.
Key pretty much uninterrupted. A great cruise. But the guy in front of me was driving a Mercury Cyclone that was all done up as a Cale Yarborough Perlator car. We were running down those back roads, and usually big cars like that, you don't see them driven.
Yeah.
We were running down some back roads, and we were in rain on a wet pavement, whole 9 yards, and that dude in front of me was wheeling the shit out of that car. Driving it like a fucking maniac, but controlled.
Nice.
He was driving like a NASCAR driver.
And to the point, like, we would get slowed up, and, like, I was behind him, and Brian Two Legs was behind me, and so we'd, like, be like several cars, like, 20 cars deep at a stop sign. And even though we had a cop waving us on, we all still had to go slow and kind of go through it and stuff like that. But like we would all slow down, and all of a sudden I'd look up at Two Legs, and Two Legs would be looking at me, and I'd like blow a burnout in front of him, and he'd blow a burnout. One of the burnouts I blew, Cyclone dude blew a burnout, and then from there on out we were just ripping it the whole way. And when we got out on 19, he was like, boom, and I was like, boom, and Two Legs was behind me, was like, boom, and when we got out to Cedar Key, I pulled up next to him, I'm like, dude, you are my fucking spirit animal.
Like one of the Leadfoot City shows they did, I went and met Ed out there, and we just hung out the whole day. And then, like, he showed his car and got all his shit and everything. And then we go to leave, and I'm with him in my janky ass Speed 3, and he's in front of me, and like all these other guys are loading their cars on trailers and shit. Ed comes out full sideways on the fucking whatever Brooksville, whatever that main road
41.
is.
41.
All fucking sideways on 41 with the Monte Carlo, and like all these guys are loading their cars up on trailers that don't compare shit to his, and he's getting shitty in his, just getting it.
Nice.
Well, it's like me with the 86. That thing has always seen burnouts.
Well, it's like
you
seriously.
realize that in the I think
No, the
8 years that I've had it, I've only put probably about 4,000
gonna say,
miles
the
on
la-
that,
the
4,000
last
miles
time-
on that car entirely since I've owned it.
Yeah.
Wow.
But
And
damn near
about
every-
2,000 of
almost-
that
well,
was daily driven because I daily drove that car for 2
Yeah,
years.
but at least 2,000 miles of that started out with a fucking burnout right in front of the house.
Yeah.
Everything else I've always just been fucking friend. Everybody's like, "Why are you doing that?" I'm like, "You're gonna break it." I'm like, "So I'll fix it."
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm
It's a
like,
Fox
"But
body.
that
What
motor's
happens
never
then?
been apart." So
The last
we'll
time,
pull it apart.
the last time I remember it out was me and Mike taking turns smiling, just launching it and doing stupid.
Oh my god! Oh, we got the brakes
Like,
so hot that it
they
was
were-
to the point to where the brakes didn't work.
Nice.
So we were booking it, and 85 mile per hour speedometer. Yeah, the 85 mile per hour speedometer. Yeah.
And here's the
And
thing.
we
Gotta
were
love
on,
the 80s.
and we were like,
Fox
I'm
body
like, Dan,
brakes were
turn.
basically Escort GT brakes.
Oh, sure. Okay,
We were
great.
like, Dan, that's our turn. We hit the brakes 2 streets down. We didn't stop until
Till there.
2 streets that way. And that was full on the brakes. They didn't even locked up. They were glowing.
They were going around the back way.
And that was with downshifts and everything. It would not
Oh,
stop.
man.
He's like pulling the e-brake, and I'm like, Dan, stop. He's like, I'm trying. I'm like, fucking Dan, stop.
You
The
should
car went in for the night after that.
you should have seen
Yeah.
you should have seen it when we changed the shocks and struts and everything in that car and the
Original.
upper mounts.
Had the fucking factory marks on it.
They were
Jeez.
original, but like you would drive in the car and it would just float. Like a
Because
70s
it's
Cadillac.
shocks
sure.
and struts
So
were
we were
shot.
thinking, okay, they're worn out, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
We pulled the front struts out, and you could just take and go.
So we're like, oh, okay, that's
It gets
bad.
better.
Hmm.
We pulled the back shock out. I unbolted it from the axle, and Mike was in the hatch, and I'm like, all right, go ahead and take the top out. He took the top nut off,
It went-
and it went.
There was nothing. Like literally, they were there.
Fucking hell.
Like he took the nut off, and literally the shock shaft just went. Bonk. I was like,
And it took 2 of us to try to pull it back out.
and, so, and like I said, and it's like you didn't have to push it; it would just go
Flonk.
bonk.
And we're like, well, that's it. And then after doing that, when I took it for a ride, I'm like, oh, I don't feel car sick.
So it's like, so that's how these are supposed to feel.
Wow.
And I didn't replace it with like performance shit. I did like the cheapest shit I could find up at Rock
Right.
Auto.
Yeah,
No, I did Rock Auto
Yeah, it was
with $10 a fucking piece for the
Oh my
fucking rear
God.
shocks.
Nice.
I don't even think they were Monroe's.
No,
So we're running kind of a little bit.
no,
and-
it's fine.
Well, no.
Oh,
Well,
shit.
I'm gonna bring us into the Bring a Trailer
Yes.
and rotate the
Oh.
laptop. So we do our
Do you
fun
know
game.
how we do this?
Yeah.
Price is Right rules.
So guys, if you're new here, we do the Price is Right rules with Bring a Trailer. Only 2 people are in on the Bring a Trailer. That's Brian
And Sabrina.
And Sabrina. Sabrina's our team manager
And our chef,
and our chef.
official
And
sandwich maker.
they're the only 2 people that have access to everything about the car.
Sabrina's the 5th member of this. She's the one without her. Actually, she's the 1st member. Because without that, there would be no.
She was the
fucking-
one that convinced us to
Yeah, she's the one that convinced us to do this. So without her, there'd be nothing.
Basically, what we do is we look at the car and we guess the price. Whoever splits the price wins. What we win is we won. So
We want a drink.
I'm gonna go ahead and reel the slideshow, and I'm gonna turn the laptop. Hopefully, everybody can see.
Okay,
what
so we
look
have done one
Well,
of these
hold on.
cards before.
Okay.
at. Okay.
The reason I chose this one is because the one we did before was a US spec card. This is
Hey.
also a US spec
You
card.
made it in the box. You made it in the box.
So the one we did before was a US spec car with US spec 5-mile-an-hour safety bumpers. This is
Oh, son of a bitch! It's gonna be a 240, isn't it?
No. Nope. We have ourselves a 1977
All right,
Toyota Celica
and
GT
pictures
liftback
incoming,
5-speed. And this one has been converted to, this is a US spec car, but it has been
Ah.
converted to JDM bumpers and balances and tail pan.
Sweet.
So it's Trevor's car.
No, this is my old car.
Oh.
Not exactly my old car, but I had a 76. My first car was a 76 Celica GT. Oh,
What?
props to the seller's.
Yay.
Okay, the seller's username is 89 Town Ace. So, Claremont, California, 48,000 miles
Wow.
shown. Total mileage unknown. It's 2.2 liter four banger, 5-speed manual.
Clean.
Yellow with black and
I
orange
love those back
stripes.
seats.
Brown vinyl, JDM
Molded.
style rear balance and
Wow.
bumpers.
That's clean.
Wow.
Kenwood stereo, 14-inch
Alright.
Koenig alloys. Custom exhaust system with a Magnaflow muffler,
Wow.
factory air, and
Jeez.
it is
And
a
it's
price.
Yeller.
Now-
Oh, look at
Oh,
that!
okay,
Okay, now,
Look at that little Mustang there.
okay, here's the thing now. Look at the bumpers on that one. Because
It's
the
like a
last one we
GT.
did had the large 5-mile-an-hour
Yeah.
safety
Yeah,
bumpers.
this one's got the nice JDMs
This has got the
on it.
JDM bumpers and balances
So
on it.
wasn't this the same design? Didn't Shinoda?
Wow, look
Larry,
uh,
yes, Larry.
Larry
Doesn't have the big
Shinoda?
chunky.
So Larry Shinoda, who penned the 69 and 70 fastbacks,
Mhm.
and also was responsible for
For
the
the
boss.
boss.
Okay.
Larry
You're doing the boss for
Larry Shinoda also designed this car.
As you can tell.
So that's why it looks like sort of like a 3/4 scale 69
Nice.
70 fastback.
Oh, and it's like original too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it?
This
pretty
is
clean.
this car's been repainted once, but it's not like wasn't.
that rust there.
That
Yeah,
makes me
yeah,
think-
So, okay, so
that's
here's the
all-
thing.
Always.
This is not as nice as the super clean orange one that we did.
Oh god, that
was that
fucking
wasn't that a
amazing.
sun chaser though?
No, that was a 70s. That was a 76.
No, it was liftback. Yeah,
that was a
yeah.
76 liftback.
Okay.
And then
We
there
did
was
Sun
another
Chaser
one.
later on.
Yeah, we did.
Sun Chaser
It was
was
the
the
'80s.
Yeah, the Sun Chaser was the second gen Celica.
Yeah, it was
so
the-
Sun Chaser was the convertible version of Trevor Celica.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it was a 79 or 80.
Okay.
Well, basically, it was like a target top with a collapsible
Well,
roof.
yeah,
and a
Yeah,
target bar.
but we did one. It was either
Yeah.
79 or 80 that we did.
So, okay, so this car is nowhere near the condition of the orange car that sold
Yeah.
for stupid money. That
Mm.
sold for like $69,000.
Jeez.
But it truly was a unicorn car.
Now, is this a actual JDM car?
No.
Is it just
No,
a,
this
U-
is-
it's
this
a
is- this is
USDM
a-
car with
this-
the JDM
Yeah.
bumpers on
Yeah,
it?
so
Yeah.
these are actually fiberglass bumpers listed on this one,
Okay.
but it has the JDM balances.
Okay.
So, this 77 Celica GT liftback is powered by a 2.2 liter inline 4, which is the 20R.
Are you? Oh, okay. I was gonna
5-speed manual transmission, and it's finished in yellow over brown vinyl. It includes a JDM style rear balance and bumpers, 14-inch Koenig alloys, AC, and a Kenwood stereo. Car was registered in California. Was required by the seller 2 years ago, and subsequent service is said to have include battery, up radiator hose, valve adjustment, oil change, compression test. Which I didn't include the pictures, but there is compression. There is pictures of all 4 cylinders compression. They're all even and
Oh,
consistent. So.
okay.
Nice.
That's
What was the mileage?
It says 48,000 shown, but total
Yeah,
mileage unknown. So it
no,
could
no,
be 48,
they're
could be
all
a
100,
couple of
48,
times. Yeah.
but it's a 20R.
Yeah.
As long as you put something in it that resembles oil,
It's
It'll
gonna be
run.
okay.
and you put something in
It'll
the
It could be
radiator that
400,000
resembles
miles
water,
in the sun.
and you give it something that's slightly combustible like fuel,
be fine. Mm-hmm.
they're like a 300 straight 6. They'll run forever.
All right, I know my number then.
So as you can see in the pictures, like the bodywork,
Yeah.
this car's been repainted once, maybe twice. It is the original color, but it's not a great paint job. There are some underlying issues with the paint. It would really need a glass out, emblem off,
Yeah.
Yeah.
respray, and probably have some rust repair done, especially around like
Yeah,
the
the hatch.
trim on the rear hatch and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
But that's common. That's
The
same thing with
interior's
fucking
not
boxes.
perfect, but it's complete and it's all there. Everything
It
under,
looks decent.
everything
It looks
under the
decent.
hood is there and correct. So this is not a Concours example car.
But it's a
complete.
good car. It's a good
this is-
cars and coffee car.
This is a really good car. It's definitely a driver quality car, and if given the chance to own this car,
Oh, I would fucking.
I would own this car in a heartbeat.
Well,
This one of these was my first car. It's like my 280Z. It's one of those cars from my past that I really miss,
Yeah.
and it's one that I would love to have again. So when I saw this one, I'm like, this is the car.
Well, because of 2021 price inflation.
Yeah.
17,680.
Son of a bitch, I was gonna say 17.5. Like seriously, that was my
Sorry.
number. I was 17.5. 17.5 though.
So once again, usually our rules are Price is Right rules, so you guys know how that's played. So
I'm still sticking with 17.5 because I feel that is a perfect number for that.
where are you at, Gio?
I'm at 22.5. I'm
16
thinking it's up there.
even. Y'all didn't exactly get the Price is Right thing, but
So
he wasn't close.
Hey, not bad though.
So yeah, like I said, so I mean, a U.S. spec car with the JDM bumper conversion, which
That's not
looks
a bad price for
million times better.
does.
Oh, yeah, it
Way
does.
better.
So much.
And it's not
Those
a per-
safety bumpers.
you know-
were
Oh, they were so
fucking
ugly.
ignorant.
yeah, like I said, so it's not a perfect car, but it's good enough. So there we go. And of course, the seller's name is 89 Town Ace.
Yeah,
Oh.
gotta love that.
Well, Anyway, guys.
Well, wait, before
What-
we end,
what do you got?
plug your shit.
Oh, okay. So yeah, if you want to check us out, we're at McDaniels Motor Werks on Facebook, YouTube. Yeah, check us out.
Buy their shit because it's fucking awesome. They got
Yeah,
stickers.
yeah, cool
they
stuff.
got
awesome,
shirts.
awesome stickers.
We do Volkswagen restoration work. So that's yeah.
Right on.
And
Yeah.
if you are in the market for a Mercedes,
Yeah, I got a E500 all-wheel drive wagon for
V8.
sale. V8 with the big V8. Yeah, 550 horsepower V8
it's so nice.
on air ride, and I'm letting it go.
And I absolutely want to drive it.
2005. It's a beautiful car.
It is so nice.
It's maxed out. I got too many cars.
Well, thank you guys so much for watching it, and we'll definitely have to have Gio again on the show.
Please,
for
yeah,
sure.
I'd love to.
And maybe next time your wife that's inside that shit.
That can may come out sometime.
Anyway, thanks, guys. We'll see.